Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today I've got the Into Resin vase. I've got 3 more molds to do for them and I picked this one. This one looks really beautiful on their website. It's very shiny inside of there. I don't know how much it holds though, it's killing me, and it's gonna hold a lot. I'm wondering if I need to use deep pour now that I'm looking at this. But what I wanted to do was put my crushed crystal, a mixture of the crushed crystal and the crushed gold, but that's going to not stay suspended now that I'm thinking of it in deep pour resin. So I think I'm going to have to change my mind about that. I'm thinking this is going to hold 14 ounces, 12, 14 ounces. I don't know. I almost want to measure it with water, but then I can't do that. I don't even know how I'm going to get it out of the mold because you can't really bend this one back. It's really deep, so we're going to learn together. This one is for an order to recreate one that I did in video, I think 804 as an extra. And Elisa ordered this and she wanted the same colors, although I can't guarantee it's going to look the same, but I did happen to mention all 4 colors I used while I was dripping it in there. So we're going to do this today as well. Let me think about this. I might have to change my plan. I'm going to mix up some deep pour resin, then I will have to mix that separately because I'm not using deep pour for that one. Okay, already plan B.
Swirling the colors in a dance so free. Blue like the ocean, green like the tree. Resin pours deep where the magic starts. Crafting a story with our wild hearts. Hands full of glitter, laughter in the air. No rules to follow, we just don't care. A vase like the sky, a turtle so bright. Shining creations in the morning light.
Just for the sake of easy math, I did 15 ounces of the deep pour. So deep pour is 2 to 1 by volume. So I did 10 ounces of A and 5 ounces of B. And it's crystal clear. I mean, this is like water. This is going to take days, like 2 to 3 days. Probably 24 hours I'll turn the heat mat on to help it, but not before that because you could start a flash cure even in deep pour because you're heating it too quickly. The whole point of deep pour is so it doesn't heat very fast and it escapes all the bubbles and it doesn't like do the flash cure. So I changed my plan because I know my crushed crystal will sink in this. I don't want to put any glue in here. I pulled out 4 different blues. I'm going to just experiment today. I'm going to drip blue in, a little bit of resin, and keep going and layering it. My guess is it's all going to blend together and make its own blue. I don't want it to do that. I would love for it to be streaky in blues, but I don't think that's going to happen because this has too long to think about it. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in, and you have a whole day to work with this. Like, there is absolutely no rush, and I cannot see in here because the camera's sitting right above. So I'm going to just drip 1 drop on each side of each color and just kind of, oops, change the position of the colors if I remember what I'm doing. And then pour another layer. I have no idea. I rarely use deep pour. Sometimes we use them on charcuterie boards, but I don't know. I don't have a clue what's gonna happen. So, you know what? It'll be pretty regardless. It's getting on the sides too. It's not even going into the resin. Trying to get it to drip down in there. Maybe I could pour it down the side. There we go. Maybe I'll do it a little deeper now. I would love to have some movement in that blue. That would be good. Oops. And I don't want to overdo it either. Just trying to see what I'm doing down in there. But I think it would be really cool if it marbled in deep pour resin, but I don't think it's going to. It's just got too long to move and meld together. That's in my brain anyway. I could be completely wrong, and I hope I'm completely wrong. So this is definitely experimental day at the very last second, because in my head I had a completely different plan. Let's do 2 of that one. Wouldn't that be funny if I mixed up the exact amount we needed? That would be hilarious. What a good guess I would finally have. 1, 2. And I very well could be overdoing the blue, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. This should be the last pour. Oh my gosh, you guys. I could have used like 1 more ounce, but I'm gonna scrape it. I mean, I don't think there's any reason I need the extra ounce. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not gonna just mix 1 ounce of deep pour resin. So, I'm gonna have to. So I'm gonna have to mix up like 3 for the 2 to 1. I might need 2 ounces. I don't know. Let me mix up 2 of A and 1 of B. I'll just pour it in another mold. It doesn't matter. I just won't unmold it for a while. But maybe it will work. I don't know. Let's drip another couple drops on there. And then when I pour the rest in, it should disperse that. So I'm going to mix up 3 ounces of the deep pour, 3 ounces of the epoxy, and I'll put them both in the vacuum chamber together. So I'll come back when I'm ready for everything. I mixed up 3 and 3, so I'm just gonna pour this one in and just let it sit for a couple of days.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing without me?
Well, I got 2 ounces if you want to fill something up.
Little late now.
Okay, this one.
Ooh, I like that blue. What'd you do?
Oh, it's a secret.
But I'm your husband. You're not supposed to keep secrets from me.
You'll have to watch the video. You're MIA. So I'm just going to drip her greens in like she wanted and pour the epoxy in. That was emerald green, turquoise. Whoops. Oh my gosh, it's coming out fast. Citrus green. Probably gonna stain the mold, but that's okay. I already stained it. And dark moss green. This looks like it's gonna stay marbled, which would be amazing. My plan all along. But it's too early to tell. This one holds 2.5 ounces. So I'll have a little bit of leftover of each one. So I need to go find. And I need more green in there. Let's do some more emerald green. A little bit more turquoise. And then I'll finish filling it. Well, a little bit of all of them. Trying not to make a clear spot. Okay. That's done. I'm gonna put a few more drops in. I don't like those clear spots. I don't think she wants any clear spots. The other one didn't have them. That's why I say that.
Is there a method to your madness, or are you pulling a Mr. Glitz?
There's never a method to my madness. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it, and leave. So let me figure out what to do with all this extra and get something else poured. These came in Happy Mail the other day. I almost used them in here, but I wanted the transparency. These are opaque. These are diamond dust pigments. So let's do them in here. I pulled out the turtle for the deep pour and this for the epoxy. So let's do this deep blue one for the pendants. Not quite sure how much we need. Never used this before. And it's very sparkly. Hence the name Diamond Dust. Ooh, that's gonna be really pretty. And I don't think we'll be able to see through it. I'm gonna do just one more squirt just in case we do. I don't wanna see the flat back bales behind it. So I'm just gonna make sure. That is really, really pretty. So I have like about a ½ ounce left of this, and then the vase only needed a ½ ounce. So I have 2½ of the 3 left of the vase. So that vase takes 15½ ounces. So if you ever make it, mix yourself up 16 ounces. Then you won't have a whole bunch left over. And hopefully I don't ruin it on the heat mat. I want it to be really pretty. Maybe I'll just be patient and wait my couple days out, but you know, I can't do that. I'm never that patient. Once it gets pretty firm though, I will probably turn the heat mat on. It'll probably be fine. I've done that before, but you just don't want to do it right off the bat because you'll heat it too fast, too quick. There's something in here. Come on. Enough for one more. So if you make this water ripple mold, you'll only need a ½ ounce of resin. I just now realized that. And that is the perfect amount to dome them all up. I just need to drip a little bit in 1 or 2 of them, and then you don't have to really trim the backs when you dome these. They shrink back perfectly to where you don't need to trim. But if you don't dome them, you definitely have to trim them, and it's very hard to trim something that little. So I try to get these right every time. And one more drip here. That looks good. And then we will do, what color should we do this turtle? Should we do the light blue? Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's split it in half and do white and blue, and we'll see if they merge together, being deep pour. So this is experimental deep pour day because I don't know. I don't work with it enough to know what's going to happen. Whether I remember all this or not is another question, but heck, we could always refer back to the video, right? So we'll just pour half and half turtle, but my guess is it's going to merge together. You kind of have to pour them both at the same time too, or it's just going to be like front half and back half. I don't want that to happen. Oh, this is like a really shimmery mica powder coming out. It's clogging. I didn't make the hole good enough, so it's kind of clogging. Oh, it definitely needs more than that. It's very transparent, but I gotta do the hole again. Didn't make the hole big enough. Or it's crooked or something. I don't know what I did. See if that's better. That's better. Put a nice squirt in there. It's very pretty. It's just very watery. All right, well, here goes nothing. We may end up with just a light blue turtle. Come on, get to the end. Ready? Go. We'll see what happens. I still have some left. A little bit. Okay, let me find... Maybe I'll just pour it in this conch shell that I've been filling up forever, seeing that it doesn't really matter how long it takes for this to cure. Oh, this, I'm getting toward the end. Getting to the end of this tray. 1 or 2 more pours and we will be giving this away. That's gone. Let me just make sure I don't need any more in here. Yeah, I'll use it in here. That's good. So hopefully that stays like that and we will figure it out as soon as it's cured. This just needs kind of a back coat and that'll be done. We can get that to somebody out there in Glitterland. Okay, everything looks good. I don't see any bubbles anywhere. For the turtle, I took my scribe and I did swirl it without touching the tray, just because I wanted to not have blobs of dark green everywhere. I'm glad we're gonna see a little bit of that turquoise, so. Okay, BRB. Okay, so it's 2 days later. Here's the little pendants. I put the flatback bales on, glued them on. I put it on silicone to dry just so it's not sticking to any paper with the glue on the back, ripping the paper off. So they just come right off the silicone. So those are drying right now. They're very pretty and sparkling. I love that new pigment. And let's unmold the turtle. Oh, so let me explain before I forget. The vase is what we were waiting for. I let this sit 24 hours without doing anything to it. It was getting firm, but it was still a little squishy after 24 hours. Then I put it on the heat mat on high for 6 hours total today. And then it's been off for a little while. It's still a little warm. This is a really big mold. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this out. I might have to go find Don to help me. But let's do these first because that's still a little bit warm. So we'll do the extras and that turtle first and see if this stayed. Oh, wow. That is so pretty. So clearly the sparkle dropped to the bottom because you could see a level of clear. It's not really clear, but that looks really cool. It looks like a winter scene. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. That is really pretty. And look, it stayed pretty much half and half. It didn't like combine or anything. And this was the deep pour. So that's good to know. Let me I'm gonna take a silver pen to that right there in the middle and start letting that dry. But first I do have a little bit of overage underneath the face. So like I always say, try not to dome the handmade molds because they're not machine made and they're not cut perfectly. But after you pour each mold of your own, whichever molds you're using, if they're handmade, once you pour them the first time, you kind of know the tricks to it. That's good. And then I'm just going to take a little nail file and finish off those rough edges. But I absolutely love this color. It's like a frozen turtle. I don't know if I'm going to be able to part with this one. I love this one. I'm not sure. And I don't have any room around my computer for all these. I might have to start giving them their turn or their season. All right, I'm just going to go over that star so we don't miss it. Oh, I love that blue. The blue and white together. Oh my gosh, this might steal the whole show. I'm not sure. Love that. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. This one is Elisa's. I hope this green is good for you. If not, it's okay. And I put white behind so we can see the real colors. So this one has a little bit more of the turquoise, which I really kind of wanted. I hope she doesn't mind. This is it off the paper, but it's pretty much the same. You could see the swirls behind. That's pretty. I'm glad I swirled it. Otherwise you would have seen those drips back there. So that one is really nice. I don't really do anything to these. These are the perfect size for a coaster, but they don't need any help. They definitely are good all on their own. Oh, and look at this. Maybe I will highlight. Let me grab my gold pen. There's two little hearts for the eyes. I never noticed that. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna highlight the little hearts on the eyes. And Elisa, if you don't want the hearts, all you have to do is take a little alcohol and you can get it off. I never noticed that until today. I thought they were all the same. There we go. Not too bad. All right, so I do not know the best way, and good thing, hopefully the whole thing is like this, but you could see the swirl in there. And I never did fill this up. I was gonna fill it up and I totally forgot. Unless it shrunk that much. I thought I did fill it up. It must have shrunk. I don't know. I have to go back and watch. Gosh, how do you get this out? Oh, look, it's gonna peel back. I hope I don't rip this mold. Oh, I see. I don't know. Let's see. Let me just get this out. I should probably spray it, but I don't want to ruin it. This is a tall one. Ooh, almost broke my nails. Oh my gosh. I knew this from the beginning, that this was going to be the hardest part. If I could just peel it back. Hang on, you guys. I'm going to do this off camera. Let me get most of it out. Oh, it only took one more flip. And it looks like all my blues merged together. Oh, the bottom was tricking me. So I flipped it over and now I'm just gonna wiggle it out. Come on, release your suction. It's coming. Just gotta get this side. Yeah, all my blues merged together, so you really can't do that alcohol drip with deep pour resin. I think I would cry if I ripped this mold. I'm gonna spray some soapy water down there. I don't wanna. I don't wanna rip my mold. Come on. It is really suctioned in there. I got my paper moving everywhere. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh my goodness. There we go. The only thing that stayed swirled was the bottom. That's disappointing. Okay, I've got to try to put this mold back the right way. This is a gorgeous, shiny mold. I should try it in glitter. I just feel like I'm gonna use a ton of glitter. Let me grab a paper towel. I just want to clean that out real quick. This is beautiful. I will measure it here in a second. Oh, I don't have my measuring tape. Yeah, the only swirl on there is the bottom. Look at that. That's too bad. But there are no bubbles. It looks like a piece of glass. There is not one bubble, so it's well worth the 2-day wait. It would be 3 days if you don't have a heat mat. I do need to trim this bottom because it did shrink quite a bit. I will probably just do this off camera, but this is how I'm going to do it. And then I'll sand that down, but blue is beautiful. However, I really wanted all the different colors, but it's really, really pretty. There is not one flaw in this, not one. What an amazing, amazing little vase. Huh. I mean, I guess I could have put the soapy water down here to unmold it. It probably would have been easier, but it did open up pretty good. All right, well, that's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're getting closer and closer to our giveaway. And yeah, you're going to want to make sure to stay tuned to my channel for a little while until we get that giveaway. And I have a special giveaway day, so I will announce that on that day. So you definitely don't want to miss it. All right, I'm going to get you some photos. Thanks for joining me today. I will see everyone tomorrow. I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see His face.